Hi film guys and girls, today it's all about interviews, how to do expert interviews, how to conduct them and so on. I really like interviews. When I worked at the Berlin radio station, I interviewed musicians like Tiefschwarz, Ellen Alien, Westbam and Rüder Hagelstein. And when I studied sociology, I also continued to do interviews, and now I'm sharing all my interview knowledge with you. So we will have a look at how to prepare an interview, how to find the right people, how to lead in an interview, and how to transcribe this. Oh, and by the way, I will give you a link to a really great Harvard script for the perfect interview later on. So let's get started. How to find the right people. I would advise you use Facebook and watch documentaries about the topic and mail those people in those documentaries. This always works for me because you should really use Facebook because you have a lot of friends there and everyone knows someone. This is really surprising how many great people you can find by just doing a post. You can also use Google. I put a link up here. This link tells you how to really do a great search using Google. Normally people love to talk about themselves, sometimes even about the work, what they achieved, how they struggled, and stuff like this. So ask them and you will know them right from the start. If they like talking about the stuff they do, these are the right people. And if you click with them, that's even better. Typical length of an interview would be, for me, 20 to 30 minutes, but sometimes other people would prefer like half an hour or an hour. So the next one is the query letter or mail. I would advise you to have at least 10 interviews ready and transcribed. So you really need to put some extra work in those mails and letters you send out, because you really need those 10 interviews. So you can't have any spelling mistakes or stuff like this. So it's better to say who you are in a short sentence, what you want to do, why do you want this person to talk to you. Offer them that you can record the interview, so you have time to concentrate, to lead in this interview. And this is always the best option. Sometimes people don't want to be recorded. Assure them that it's just for your own purpose, and this interview will not be published. You should be clear about what you will do with this interview and how long it will take. I would advise you to arrange a face-to-face interview, but sometimes phone call would also do. Oh, and by the way, read your mail at least twice, check for right name and address, and maybe even feed the mail text into Word, so Word will mark the things that aren't correct and you can see them right away. Prepare the interview. So what do you want to know? There are 6 kinds of questions according to pattern you can ask in an interview. The first one is about behaviors. What is a person doing and for what reason? Number 2 is opinions or values. You want to know the opinions and values of the interviewee, so to speak. Number 3 is feelings. Sometimes people respond with "I think." Be very clear about that you're going for feelings here and underline this, and maybe answer with a follow-up question. You're interested in feeling. The next thing is knowledge. You want to get certain facts straight for your topic. Then the next information you could ask for is sensory information. So what did this person feel, hear, or experienced when dealing with this topic? And last but not least is background. So you want to know some background information about the person or this topic. By the way, I cannot give away my questions for my interviews because this will ruin future interviews, but I found a nice list and here are some questions. Why did you get into this field? What keeps you inspired until today? What is the education you need to be successful in this field? What are you working on right now? And what will you be working on in the future? What is interesting about it? Is there anything else I should know about this? The next one is interview and interview guidelines. Be there on time. Check your equipment beforehand. Everything should work. You got enough batteries, you got a mobile phone, you got a backup plan if something doesn't work out right. Be respectful, thank them for their time, and stick to the time frame. Let people talk. Usually don't interrupt unless you want to know something more about a topic. Make eye contact. Keep an open posture. It's your time to point out inconsistencies and things that might strike you. So don't judge, just, this is your time to get things right. Ask a question. Why is this feeling there? Why is the person doing this or that? Be balanced. Don't talk too much or too little. Long answers, short questions. If you get short answers, you have to, elaborate and do long questions. And if a person uses a lot of vocabulary, like, terms that are not really there for the average user, your questions should be simple, short, and only one at a time. I would advise you to conduct like 10 interviews. If each interview is like 30 minutes, you have over 5 hours worth of interviews. This should be enough. So don't put everything in the backstory or stuff like this. This is just to inform you and the storyline and the story world. So people will believe you later on when you tell your story. Stick to your prepared questions, but be also open to new things that pop up. Now we're at the end of the interview. Maybe start with a small or an easy question at the beginning, and always keep your, the hard stuff for the end. So if you want to really know about, difficult topics, ask this in the end, but do so respectfully. If you liked someone and got a lot of information, be sure to ask after the interview whether it's possible to call him or her again. And funny thing is, most people already asked me or offered this. If I wanted to contact them, I could do this right away. So sometimes you don't even have to ask because they liked you too. Also, structure your interview. Let's move on to this one. We talked about this. Remember stuff and don't ask things twice. And also sum up things, so you can be sure to whether you understand things correctly. Last thing is the aftermath, meaning the transcript. If you do this transcript, stick to the tone of the interview. Don't use your own words, voice or language, because you learn a lot how people talk. So it's a great thing to learn about monologue, and if they talk to you, dialogue. Write it down as they said, and you will know a lot about how people talk. I really love this thing. It's so eye-opening. Anyway, this has been a lot for you to take in, so take your time, maybe watch the vlog again. Oh, and please subscribe if you like this. Put like 10 hours a week into each vlog, so it would be really, really much appreciated if you would comment or subscribe, so you won't miss next week's episode. So anyway, thank you very much for listening, and this has been it for today. Stay curious and keep on learning. Goodbye.